So Zach, how do you do a SMED analysis?
SMED is a single minute exchange of dyes. SMED can be actually applied in a hospital operating room. The techniques apply. Obviously, it's the same thing. You're doing a changeover between procedures. But what makes it unique, our approach, is we actually use Moray software. We're going to use two tools. One's called SIPOC, the other WBS. SIPOC is suppliers, input, process, output, and customers to really figure out what are the outcomes that need to occur within that changeover. Once we get those outcomes defined, we'll use work breakdown structure to number those tasks. Now, where this begins to pick up a lot of speed is we actually load those numbered tasks into what's called a Moray configuration file. And then when we begin to analyze the video, we'll actually have 3 or 4 teams that are actually analyzing the video in parallel. And that I just can't speak enough about that. We cut the analysis time 3 to 4-fold, but more importantly, the people that are doing the analysis is your employees. One of the other things that we do within SMED is we're going to typically put a camera on each man that's on the team. So if you have 5 people on a changeover, could be also be a very, very large PM event, a planned maintenance event. If you have 10 people, even if you have 15 people, we have the capabilities to put a camera on each person. And then we're also, from a technique standpoint, going to put a video camera up on a man lift so that one camera can actually capture the overall team. The individual cameras are actually getting the unique users. And because Moray and our approach with the software is so powerful, we can actually analyze those in parallel.
That is amazing. So you actually get the employees to participate, and that sounds like a great way to get them to buy in.
It's exciting because in most meta approaches that consultants use, the analyst is the one that learns because they're the actual ones doing the video. And when you're doing the analysis, whenever your employees are doing the analysis themselves, the learning occurs, they get committed to making the change, and all of a sudden a lot of our work is already done. But I want to tell you real briefly about a couple of stories. The first one was where we had an older gentleman that was terrified of a computer. And so I told him, I said, Jesse, I need you to sit down and help us analyze and code this video. And he'd already made up his mind that he was not going to be able to, he's not going to sit in that chair. And so just through direct, intimidation, I voluntold him to sit down and have a try with his PC. And very quickly he understood that all he needed to do was actually hit start task, end task, and then select opportunities that he saw to make improvements. Literally 3 buttons. And within about 30 minutes, he was actually sitting there and leading other 2 or 3 team members and actually analyze his own video. That's a Kodak moment, right? It's just a classic opportunity. The second one is we actually had a client doing a changeover on an injection molded tool, and the changeover took 80 hours, as in 80. And so we were able to import 30 gig of video into Moray. We called TechSmith in advance and said, we're doing a very large video analysis. We're bringing in 30 gig of video. We want to know if the software will handle it. It was a long pause, and they said, you call us back when you get done and tell us if we had any problems with it. And so, ironically, we didn't have any issues. But we worked through 80 hours to mark the phases, to drill into where the wastes are, and begin to get some tremendous improvements based on the analysis. And most other approaches to SMED, you would have died, trying because the video was just so enormous.
So you're telling me that employees actually have fun working with you guys?
Absolutely.